This is Down to the Wire 513.
Everybody else can shut up. It is time.
Ooh, Fly Man Ring.
Back in the building, man.
Yo, we in the building. We back.
Make sure y'all follow us on everything Down to the Wire 513. Yo, Down to the Wire 513, episode 283. Man, 300
place to be.
boy.
I make bars, man. It's bars around T.
Hey,
Yeah, bar it up.
Hey, shit, hey, you step behind from the keyboard and become in front of the mic, shit.
yeah, bar it up. Yeah, bar it up. Nah, man. In the building, man. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, I'm honestly, bro, I got energy. Hey, got some like I told you before we got on, man. I got some of the best sleep I had last night. Game ended on time.
Yeah,
before
man.
midnight.
It was an early game, 8:30 tip. Well, later than that, but 8:30 start time for the program, I should say. But man, it was definitely a nice early night for a change after watching the Lakers game on the West Coast.
Boy. So yeah, man, got early rest. So we started a little earlier tonight because we know we got the Eastern Conference Finals tipping off here shortly.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, a little earlier show start. So yeah, man, I got a little energy now, man.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling it as well. You know, like you said earlier, start time still out outside. You know,
man,
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good.
Hey, man, before we get started, y'all already know, man, make sure y'all tap in with everything Down to the Wire 513. Y'all see us scrolling at the bottom, man. Those are all the social media platforms we on. We also, man, everywhere you listen to your podcast, man. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, man. We everywhere, man. So just Google us. That's the best way to find us.
Everywhere, man. International.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So without any further ado, man, we got to go on and talk about game one last night, man. It was a ugly first half. We made it interesting down the stretch, but ultimately we could not finish the deal. Nuggets take a 1-0 lead over us. Just overall thoughts of the game.
Overall, I wasn't too upset at the game overall, even though we lost. The starting lineup really did piss me off, though. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a fan of any time. I mean, we did this toward the end of the season a little bit too. Darvin Ham experimenting with a 3-guard lineup, and I'm not a fan of that lineup at all, especially against this bigger team. You know, they play 6'8", 6'10", and 6'11", and Yoke, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon at the front court. So we got Austin Reeves guarding Michael Porter Jr. These are practice jumpers for him. He's rising up and shooting right over him. So at home, I don't like that lineup for our defense. You know, going 3 guards, and it really cost us a game. You know, that first quarter they got out to that hot start. Our defense was lacking, and Darvin Ham, you know, spoke to it. He said it really wasn't the size; it was just people out there really wasn't getting in the mix. They were just kind of standing around watching. So I don't know. I thought that was a massive mistake, massive misstep, and I think it cost us the game.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. Like I said, we dug ourselves into a hole early, and obviously, us fighting back, being an older team, our two leaders, our 2 best players being older, man, it kind of wore on them, physically, not only physically but mentally late in the game. Can't do that, but man, we talked about it in our preview show yesterday, man. We had to go out there and steal game one, and honestly, I feel like that was a game wasted by the Lakers.
Yep,
we've been so critical on AD this entire season, honestly, basically about how inconsistent he plays. Last night, outside of getting out rebounded, because that's
he got schooled on the glass big time, especially the first half. He had 2 rebounds in the first half. That was terrible.
He got schooled rebounded wise, but he gave us 30 plus. That's
40.
a game 40.
40 ball.
He gave us that, and we still lost. Not only he gave us that, we had the others contributing and shooting at a high clip. That's a game wasted. That's a game we had to win, especially when we got it down to 4 late in the fourth quarter.
Cut it to 3, man. I almost had a chance to tie it up. LeBron shot that ill-advised 3, which is a terrible shot in my opinion. But
yes,
had a chance to even tie the game up late. I thought we really found something. I said this on Twitter, man, before the game started. I thought we should start Rui Hachimura. Rui was in the game, guarding Yoke, and we had Rui and AD at the 4 and 5. and that's when we start coming back a little bit, man. So we found a little mix at the end, which is why I'm not too upset that we lost. We did find a good little flow at the end of the game, but like you were saying, man, it's just that start just killed us, man.
I don't like. I see, and that's why I live with like should we be worried. I mean, I'm honestly low key worried because, as I said, how many more 40-point games are we gonna get from AD?
Yeah,
So
that's a very good point, man. Even though AD does have a way pretty much against Jokic, but he's also, we saw last night. That's why I mentioned I didn't want AD being the primary defender on Jokic because I thought it was going to take away from his offense. He was still scoring the ball even when he was, first half primarily guarding Jokic. But you see, we had much better luck with him playing help side on Jokic, him coming in, on guarding a non-shooter. Even though he was guarding Michael Porter Jr., sometimes he leave him open. But I would put AD like on a Aaron Gordon and have him kind of roaming. Because we need him off. We don't really need him guarding Jokic 1-on-1. Because I mean, if possible, like you said, who knows how many more games like this he's going to have like this? Is he going to be able to get 40 again? That was like I mentioned yesterday. This is going to be the biggest rest we had before any game this series. Now it's every other day, so who knows how he's going to react?
yeah, and like I said, not only that, we had Austin shooting at a high clip. He shot 5.9 for three. And honestly, both teams won't continue to shoot because both teams was shooting at a very high clip.
Man, they were throwing up anything; it was going in.
So obviously, we don't expect the shooting to continue for both teams. But as we said, one of the things yesterday, as we said, we got 17 points off from Rui off the bench, and honestly, granted, they only had 16 from Brown off the bench. The bench is going to be key. It's going to be key.
Oh yeah.
So if we insert Rui into the start lineup, which I'm all for, especially playing a bigger Nuggets team, where would that production for us anyway come from off the bench?
That's a good question. It depends on who we move to the bench. If we move, I would be in favor of moving. A lot of fans on Twitter wouldn't agree with this, but D'Angelo Russell to the bench. I know he needs. He's a flow player. He needs to kind of come in and have touches, but I think it would kind of give his touches up more too. You're not playing with AD and LeBron. You're coming in with being able to attack more, being able to look for your shot more. Whereas Dennis is more of a defender and more of a spot up shooter off of LeBron and slasher and a driver of the ball. So I would start Rui and I would put D'Lo at that 6 man coming off the bench, and tell him to come in and be aggressive, bro. I don't care if you shoot 0-for-10. You going, you pulling, bro. This is your chance to go in and pull it now. You don't have to. It's not going to be as big of a deal if you miss these shots because you're not on the court with LeBron and AD at the same time. You're going to be on the court. One of those guys maybe, but we need you out here and put pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you with D'Lo. I know that was kind of the conversation on Twitter today. I seen that earlier with you as well. At this point, if you Ham, if you're trying everything, you gotta try this game too. I say because you see what you get with Rui out there. We found something in that second half, and like you just said, D'Lo coming off the bench with the other guys, he can go out there and do him and not worry about trying to get AD or Bron involved. He can go out there and be as aggressive as he wants to.
And that's how you got to spin it to him, because everybody was saying it was a big report. Oh, D'Lo may not be, happy coming off the bench. You got to spin it to him like that. Look, bro, you're a starting point guard for our team and in this league, but for this series, we need you to come off the bench and be that spark. We need you to come off the bench, and of course, you're not going to have to worry about guarding one of their starters, which is he had trouble with. He had trouble guarding KCP and Jamal Murray last night, and he had trouble guarding Bruce Brown. So look, bro, you're gonna come in, you're gonna be guarding, a lesser, player coming on offense, so you'll be able to go hard on, on defense a little bit too. So hopefully he can, if we put it to him, spin it to him in a positive light, hopefully he embraces it and comes in and do what we need him to do.
Yeah, man. Obviously, man, game one is obviously for in most series I would say the best chances for an away team to steal. Game two, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, man. We found some things, and Darvaham said they didn't reveal everything that they was going to try. So that leaves me a little bit of positivity, man. But I see, like you said, you named that for a reason. I am a little worried. Even though Denver did play lights out last night, they played probably their best game of the playoffs as far as shooting everything. They were making everything. So that gives me a little bit of hope. Michael Porter Jr. was on, but Aaron Gordon didn't really have a great game. So they still have a little bit of potential there, untapped potential there. But we didn't have a great game. We still kept it close, so we can keep it close. We still got it close at the end. So gives me a little bit of hope. But I definitely am worried.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, say at least can't dig yourself into a deep hole. And are we going to need AD to average maybe not 40, but at least the 30, 35, 30 plus the rest of this
15
whole
boards.
series?
We need more than 12. I think he had 12, right? I think he got 10 last night. I don't know, but we need him to get like 16, 17, 18 boards.
Which really will help, because I'm with you. Like I said, that small lineup that would make no sense.
No, I mean, I didn't understand it, And it's kind of like Rui said after the game, when their point guard is damn near 6'5", Jamal Murray is probably like 6'3", 6'4", realistically. But I don't know. It's just like I'm a huge D'Lo fan. I've been a fan since we drafted him. He's a little bit like carefree. He's a little bit like kind of like just kind of flowy. He's not really like I didn't really see too much urgency from him last night at the beginning of the game, and I saw that from Dennis. I saw Dennis, intense. I saw him, just body language is a little different to me. It's no slight to D'Lo. It's just kind of the player he is. He kind of just, it's kind of how he plays. So it's no slight to him at all. But in this series, these guys are on go. So we need you to be like on go mode, bro. Not just, I'm here. We need you on go.
That experience, like I said, this is the deepest he's ever been in the playoffs, and maybe he's thinking like, okay, it's best of 4. Maybe I can take game 1 off and come back game 2 or game 3. Like you said, it's been his character, but nah, when a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, we need to bring it every game, no games off.
Yeah, because these guys are in attack mode 24/7, even if they don't have the ball in their hands. Jokic has the ball, he's looking there, cutting either to him or cutting back to the basket, and they're getting layups off this shit, man. So you got to really be engaged defensively. You have to be like I said, you got to be on go mode, man.
And I'm not saying, and this is just a side note, because I know you probably seen on Twitter basically how everybody's been saying Jokic probably should have been MVP this year. No, I mean Embiid deserved to win the award.
I agree,
but it's just levels in the playoffs. Like Jokic this year, he's learned not turned off in the playoffs. Like basically when Jokic, it's always been his defense in the playoffs. Embiid, when you're the guy and you've been the lead scorer in the league, and then you drop 8 points in the playoffs, like something's wrong.
Yeah, you can't do that. That. And I will say, like Jokic has not been a poor playoff performer. I will say that. Even in the last 2 years when they didn't go anywhere, his team was just injured. He still put up good numbers. His numbers actually increased the last couple years in the playoffs. So he hasn't been a poor playoff player. They just hasn't had the team success. So of course he's going to be as best player on the team, MVP. It's going to fall on you for the most part. When it comes to the media and it comes to the people talking about what's the problem, it's going to fall on you. But I saw yesterday he just looks like he's definitely like he's locked in, man.
Yeah,
he locked in, bro. Like he don't care about the MVP, which he shouldn't care about the MVP. He locked in, man. More locked in than I've ever seen him. And it's actually fun to watch, man. Like people think that I hate Jokic because I didn't think he should win MVP the last 2 years. I'm a huge fan of the guy. He's a great basketball player. He's fun to watch. I don't know when people say he's boring. He's a fun player to watch if you ask me.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I was hoping, like, if somehow the Nuggets do beat us, I was low-key hoping a Philly-Denver NBA Finals matchup, Embiid, Jokic, we can settle it on the court once and for all. Like that would be like a once lifetime NBA Finals matchup for us. Two of the best bigs ever. So.
Two of the best bigs that are ever going at it. That'd have been amazing, man. Or even Denver and the Bucks making it. It'd been nice too to see two of those guys go at it. But Jokic is definitely making his claim as the best player in the world, man. He's locked in. He's definitely going for it, man. So it's going to take an effort from everybody on the team. LeBron played great last night as actually going to the basket, which I don't understand why he shot that ill-advised 3 at the end of the game. You had your way going to the basket nonstop. Okay, nobody guards you on their team. Michael Porter Jr. is too slow with his stiff-ass back, and Eric Gordon is too slow too. So they can't guard you. Just go right at these guys, man. He was doing it all game until that shot, I thought.
Mental fatigue.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So game 2 tomorrow, Thursday night, 8:30, man. Obviously, I mean, without saying, Lakers, we need to tie it up. I don't like our chances of going back home down 2-0.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I will say, Denver did take a 2-0 lead on Phoenix. Phoenix did go back home, win 2 games. If Phoenix can win 2 games at home, we can definitely do it as well. So we definitely need to win game 2. I said game 1 was a must win. So for me, I'm already like, I picked Lakers in 6, biased opinion, of course. I think Denver is the better team, obviously, if you ask me. But I'm around my squad. I ain't ride with them last two rounds. I'm ride with them this round.
Yeah, likewise. So yeah, man, Lakers still in 6, man. They said game 2 tomorrow night, 8:30, ESPN. Make sure y'all lock in. Down to the Wire 513, episode 283. Make sure y'all tap in with us. Everything Down to the Wire 513. Before we hit the Eastern Conference Finals, man, we got to tackle some of the other major headlines that been going on around the association. Starting with the biggest one over the weekend. Ja Morant.
Ja Wick.
Man.
What's wrong with him, man? What's wrong with him?
If y'all sports fans or just having not sports fans, y'all been living under a rock, man. He's had issues. He's had issues with sharing guns or him posting guns on social media, being seen with guns on social media. Not only that, but he's been tied to a few incidents where guns were involved. So
allegedly,
allegedly,
make that clear. He's not been guilty of anything, but allegedly, which hold weight right now. They hold a lot of weight right now.
And so now he's been seen. He's been posted on social media again on the Instagram live story, waving a gun, and he's been suspended from all team activities by the Memphis Grizzlies, and further punishment basically is on its way. Based from what Adam Silver said last night.
Yeah,
man.
He didn't sound so happy, man. He sounded like he was pissed and hurt. Honestly, like his feelings was hurt.
I mean, I believe him. I mean, because like you said, like he said, Ja got suspended 8 games for the prior incident in the club. You sit down. You had a one-on-one meeting with Ja. Talked about. I'm sure they talked about a lot about how this isn't a good look for him, for the league, for everything. And then you turn around 3 months later and do this dumb shit again.
Makes no sense, man. It makes it like you don't give a fuck. It's like you don't care.
And then you got to get a better circle around you, bro. Why would your boy you with even on Instagram Live? Why did you even go live with Ja, knowing? I'm sure he knew Ja had a gun.
And this is the same guy that got permanently, well, for the rest of the season, he got banned from Memphis home games. This is that same friend.
He gotta get a better circle around him, bro. If you know the trouble he is in, you know he has a gun on him, and you decide to go live on him. Now, granted, you didn't tell. I say you didn't tell him, hey, put the gun up. But still, you shouldn't be. If you know it's a gun in the area with Ja Morant, it shouldn't get out. No way, no how.
I feel you there, man. But I really can't blame the friend this time around, man. Ja knew he was on Instagram Live. The first time Ja was on that camera, there was no gun in sight. He made the gun gesture to his head or whatever he does all the time. He made that gesture, but there was no gun in sight. By the time the friend going back around, a couple seconds, move back around, Ja Wick makes an appearance. He want to bring the stick out, have the gun out, have the blicky out. Oh yeah, look what I got on me, guys. Like, why? Like, you obviously knew he was on Instagram Live the first time. Because at first I was like, let me watch it again and make sure he knew he was on Instagram Live. He definitely knew he was being recorded. He definitely knew he was on Instagram Live. He definitely knew. There's no way he didn't know this. So I can't even blame his friend for this. As soon as his friend, the video wasn't, the clip of the job with the gun in him less than a second. It wasn't even that long because the friend saw it and switched it immediately. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even blame his friend for this. Now, why you want to ask why he's recording? That's a whole other thing. Yeah, like, why are y'all always want to have everything you do on social media? Like, why are you always trying to broadcast everything you do? And I think on the live he had like 135 people on his live. So
it wasn't even that many people on the. Yeah.
So what are you doing this for? Like, you're not getting any clout off this. You want your 100 and something people to see, hey, I'm with Ja. I'm back with Ja. Look who I'm with. Like, look lame, man. You look real lame. So I do agree he does look like a lame for doing this. But I don't blame him for this incident. I blame John Morant for still surrounding himself around that friend and him knowing he's being recorded and pulling out a gun, brandishing a gun. Totally on Ja. Now a lot of people are saying, even JJ Redick, this is not illegal, which is not. It's not illegal to carry a gun in Memphis, in Tennessee. You don't have to have a permit to carry a gun in Tennessee. So he didn't do anything illegal. But that doesn't mean that he didn't break policies and rules with his billion-dollar employer. So people are missing that mark here. Colin Cowherd made a great. I was thinking of an analogy to make. Every analogy I thought of didn't really make sense, but this is a great analogy. If you're a school teacher, it's not illegal to have OnlyFans and be on there doing porn on OnlyFans. But if you're a high school teacher, I guarantee you, if your school board saw you doing OnlyFans and doing porn, you would get fired. Why? Because it's a bad look to be a teacher out here with kids and doing porn. It's not a good look. If the NBA wanted to be associated with guns, they would go get a contract or go get some kind of sponsorship with the NRA. They don't have that. You know why? They don't want to be associated with guns. So it's not rocket science, bro. Put the guns down. If you want to go with guns, go into a shooting range and shoot guns in a shooting range and videotape that. There will be no backlash. You do that, but you're out here riding around in cars and hanging the guns around like it's a toy, and it's not. People are out here defending like it's cool. That's not cool. It's not. So yeah, it's not illegal. I don't think he should be suspended the whole season. I think that's ridiculous as well. But this needs to be 20 some game suspension for sure. Like, he needs to understand that this is not going to be tolerated. If you do this again in the league, bro, you're going to be out here for a whole year, if not longer. It's not going to be tolerated.
Yeah, man. And what Ja has to take into account, bro, it's not only that you are costing yourself millions and millions of dollars. Think about the community you are impacting. Memphis is already has one of the most worst gun violence in America.
It's a war down there.
So you got that. Only time Memphis is really, I would say, really come together is when the Grizzlies are playing, when they're good. You're the face of the franchise. If you're not out there playing, how many people really going to show up to Memphis Grizzlies games, especially if you're losing? And then that's a trickle down effect. Y'all start losing. People stop going to games, which means bars start losing money. More, like you said, people find other things to do. Hopefully not criminal things, but you never know. It's a trickle down effect. Like, there's so many people depend on you playing basketball to make a living, and now that you're not only costing your money, you're costing them money.
That's a great point, too. Great point. Go ahead.
I'm with you. He shouldn't be suspended the whole year. But I mean, the 40 games possibly, because I don't think he understands how privileged he is to be playing the game of basketball
in the NBA.
In the NBA,
to be a somewhat normal sized person. He's not a huge guy at all. Yes, he had jumping ability, but it's other guys out here his side that can do some crazy dunks as well. He's in a very, very, very fortunate spot to be in, man. Like you said, if he not playing there, man, and that young 19-year-old kid that's working at somewhere downtown that's only open because he plays for Memphis Grizzlies is out of a job now, what's he gonna do? Go rob and kill somebody for some money?
It's the LeBron effect. When LeBron left Cleveland, how bad did Cleveland everything around the arena tank?
Yep. And you gotta think, some of them places down there, hire ex-felons because it's the only jobs some of them people can get.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't get those jobs, what they gonna do? Go right back to their old lifestyle, right back to robbing, killing, do what they gotta do to get money. Selling drugs, whatever they gotta do to get money. They're gonna do what they gotta do to take care of their family or do what they gotta do, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I didn't think about that whole, economical impact that he has on the city and the whole state of Memphis, honestly.
Yeah, so man, honestly, I don't want to hear a statement from you, Ja, man. The best thing you could do, bro, is just show us change behavior, bro. I don't want you. I know you putting out statements talking about you take accountability. Well, I don't want honestly. I don't want to hear none of that
Man,
shit,
I
bro.
hope that shit wasn't chat GPT either, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
I did see that going on out there, man.
yo, I hope it was. It seems like it might have been verbatim. I don't know, man. It might have been doctored up, but I'm gonna just stay on the good side. I'm gonna say he didn't put that out. That wasn't ChatGPT. That was John Morant. But after this, bro, like I don't think any of that stuff he said before was true. I don't think he went to any facility. I don't think he went anywhere. He might have went virtually. I don't think he went anywhere, bro. You know, I do think those lasers was probably guns. You know, the whole page. I think that all that stuff now it sounds like it's all true. When you
exactly.
keep doing stuff like that, it makes you look like you're like relying all the times before. Like, oh, this guy was just saying shit to get out of trouble. You know, it's a terrible look, man.
And why do you want to be so? I mean, obviously, why do niggas want to be so fucking street so bad, bro? I guarantee street niggas who has to do this to survive. I guarantee they'll trade places with you in an instant.
In a hot second. And there's some street guys out there because Ja also throws up apparently 60s Crip signs. And there's a famous Crip out there. I ain't gonna say his name. Famous Crip out there is saying, stop throwing that shit up. He's saying, unless you want to pay the gang land the rest of your life, stop throwing that shit up. He requested a meeting, which I remember. He said a meeting up. I guarantee you he won't show up. I'll show you. He said, ain't no beef for now. I'm gonna show you what we really living like out here. I'm gonna show you how it go from losing 20 racks in a day on some bullshit drug deals and having to run that shit back up, having to go kick in a door to get some more money. I'm gonna show you how that shit go. You gonna think I'm putting you in danger? I'm showing you how we really living out here. So stop repping this shit when you ain't really out here, living this shit.
So yeah, man. Today, man, best behavior is change behavior, bro. So it's not too much more. It's not too much more you can say about the situation. It's like I said, it's disgraceful how you still got people defending his actions. It's like it's like you said, yeah, it's not legal carrying a gun, but like as you said earlier, when you work for an employer, you have to abide by their policies no matter what they are. If not, get out the league. Go hoop overseas. Go somewhere. Simple as that.
I'm sure it'll take you, man. Dwight Howard.
He was recruiting.
He said, "Hey, man, just leave it at home."
Oh yeah, you get caught something over there. Shit, we about to have. Oh man.
He said, "Just leave it at home." But he said, "Hey, Ja, Taiwan will love you over here, brother. They over treat you like a king." He also said Jordan Poole. Had other players too, but man, shout out to Dwight Howard, man. Dwight, we need you right now. I ain't bringing it up in the Laker game, the Laker, recap. But one thing we missing too is the center. We ain't got no real center, man. Even though AD plays center, he ain't no real center.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Ja, put the guns down, bro. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you make $1 billion in the NBA. We don't want to see you throw your future away, man.
At all.
Stop it, please.
At all. And I mean, obviously, you see all the. I mean, yeah. Shout out Jada Redick, but you see all the other white men, they want to throw the book at you. They see a young black man in trouble. Yeah, they quick to jump on us. So
yeah, man. Shout out JJ, man. Shout out JJ. I don't agree with his take 100%, but I do agree with how he's thinking sensible about his punishment for Ja. He's not thinking just whole season. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah. So change behaviors, Ja. That's all we can say, brother, man.
Please, brother. Please, begging you.
We are fans. Shit, now I can't even wear my John Morant jersey this summer.
And I bought my niece one. I'm like, damn, don't wear that shit right now. You gotta hold that shit up. I ain't feeling like Wilbon. I ain't talking about Wilbon. I'm talking about something. My son can't buy John Morant shoes. I'm not going that far.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I'm not going that far.
But that jersey is staying up in the closet for a couple of more months until.
Yeah, you got to show us you got right, man.
Yeah.
You got to show us you got right. You got Steve Jackson out here saying, man, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. So prayers up for Ja Morant in that situation, man. Down to the wire, 513, episode 283. Oh man, from Ja Morant to coaches losing their jobs left and right, man. It's rough being an NBA head coach right now.
Very volatile, man. Volatile environment right now.
But honestly, I think we said this off air. Me personally, I don't feel bad for him. I don't.
I don't as well, man. I'm right with you, man. We said this off air. as a coach, as an NBA head coach, you know what you're getting into. For the most part, unless you come into a young team, even then, you know you got like 3-year, 4-year max window. Unless you show some real promise in that 3rd year, you're gonna be out of there.
Yeah,
you're gonna be out of there, man. And some of these guys, most of these guys, had their 3-year stint, if not longer, and or either had some very, very bad debacles, as in Mike Budenholzer. But it's just very volatile space right now for NBA coaches. Adam Silver also spoke on this yesterday during this talk with what's her name? Andrews, whatever her name is. Andrews. Shout out Malika Andrews. Shout out Malika. He spoke on it. He said, you know, these guys are my friends, but he said they know what they're getting into. You know, and it sounds crazy when you say 3 of the last 4 NBA champions fired their head coach. That sounds crazy, but when you look at it, it's like some of those championships saved their jobs. I'm speaking about Mike Budenholzer.
And Nick Nurse.
Yeah, I don't think it really saved his job, but it definitely gave him a little bit more pillow, a little bit more cushion.
Yeah, because that's
more of a leash.
Yeah, because we all said this when it happened. Like, Kawhi was leaving. There wasn't no way he was staying up in Toronto.
No way. If he were to stay, I would have been surprised.
Yeah, so we knew, like I said, Nick Nurse did good enough, getting the Raptors to the playoffs the following couple of years after Kawhi left. So, and honestly, I think Dwayne Casey won the NBA championship with Kawhi too. Like, so it really didn't matter who was the head coach that year.
Yeah, he really just kind of just didn't crash the boat at that point. Yeah. But you know, I think that might have been a little bit of him wanting to be out too. Because you know, if you ask me, if I'm not coach there in Toronto, I want to be out too. Every year, y'all got half my players in trade rumors, and they'll go down to the deadline. Y'all know if y'all don't trade them or not. I'm tired of this shit. So if I'm him, I'm going out too. I'm looking at these other jobs out there, and I'm like, yeah, I see better opportunities elsewhere. Let me go, please. Most of these other guys probably don't feel that way, but for him, Nick Nurse, I think he's on the come up. If you him, other guys, I don't know. Monty Williams getting a lot of looks right now, getting a lot of talk about him. I'm not a huge fan of Monty Williams. I don't think he is a decent coach. With a young team, I think he needs like a Orlando, Houston. He needs like a young team where you don't have any expectations. Because I think if he has like a superstar, he don't get you there. He ain't that guy.
And we've seen it. He thrives best, like you said, with a young and upcoming team. When he was with the Pelicans, when AD was there doing his rookie deal.
Yeah.
They was thriving. They was making the necessary steps. Now we thought at the time he shouldn't have been fired as Pelicans coach because they was continue to progress. And then ultimately when you did fire him, you seen what happened. Pelicans they went right back down. So I'm with you. Like I said, Monty Williams can, but even saying that though, even if he does give him a young team, he can only get you so far. So basically, it's going to be just a never-ending cycle for Monty.
Yeah, he like a 3 to 5 year coach. Once you get to a spot where you're like, all right, we in the playoffs, we solidly in the playoffs every year, we contenders in the playoffs every year. It had to be a really special group for him to get you across, unless he makes some growth as a coach. I don't think he's a very strong X's and O's coach. We spoke about this. I don't know if we did this on air or off air, but I think his best asset is being able to connect with players and being able to build relationships with players. And he failed at that in Phoenix. You know, with DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, he failed at that miserably. And I think that's why he ended up getting fired. So he has to get young players that really buy into his system and really just attach on to him and really want to play for him. You know.
Yeah, and for Monty Williams specifically, I think it's just time for change scenery. Like I said. Yeah, we gave you a few extra years, like I said, hopefully to rebuild the relationship with the DeAndre Ayton situation, but obviously it didn't work out.
New owner came in there, it was over.
Yeah, and honestly, Ayton hasn't looked like I said. I feel like he could still take at least one more step to his career. Can't be the best player on your team, but he could easily. I think he could easily, especially in today's NBA, he could easily average somewhere between 20, 22 points a game.
He could easily be all-star.
Yeah.
He can easily be all-star big.
And he just haven't taken that next step. So hopefully with his next coach, he can help get him there. Mike Bud, like I said, man, we talked about it at the time of his firing. We seen that coming.
Yep.
His just late game like adjustments just didn't make sense. And then we said, since your NBA championship, since you won the NBA championship, you have failed to reach the NBA the conference finals
Ever since then,
ever
you've been
since then.
regressing.
So
Second round, first round. Shit, next year he's gonna be in big playoffs next year. Who knows?
right. So I think
I'm
that
trying to
that
find
was
out. Out of there.
that was the time for a change of scenery. Doc Rivers, you knew. You up 3-2. You
Close
got
that game at home.
You got the MVP. You got James Harden. You got a solid Philadelphia 76ers team. Like I said, closeout game at the crib,
At
and
the
you lose,
cribbo.
and you lose that one. And then in game
Jeez,
7, you go out and get blown out.
Players quit on you. Now I will admit that Joel Embiid and James Harden definitely quit, but they quit on you, Doc, for a reason. Now I won't trust both those guys probably ever again. Like Joel Embiid is definitely staying his resume with me. Like I got a nasty testimony for Joel Embiid now. I'm kind of cool on him.
But you see the meeting he said he had with I forget the owner name.
Daryl, they meet with the owner.
Daryl Moore.
The
Moore.
GM.
Daryl
Yeah,
Moore.
Moore. Yeah, he's talking about he wanna he need more playoff reps. How are you gonna do that, Joel? More he said playoff. He said more playoff like reps, meaning like playoff intensity. Like how are you going to create that playoff intensity? How you plan on doing that?
Makes no sense.
I have no idea what they plan on doing. I'm hearing rumblings of Mike D'Antoni. If they do that, man.
God bless Mike D'Antoni, but how does his name always get brought up out of the blue?
What's going on, man? Is this James Harden's team now? Like, what's going on? Is he even gonna be there? James talking about he want to go to Phoenix or Houston now. What's going on?
Well, James Harden got to chill because he said, because according to reports, I'm gonna pull it up right quick. James Harden said he said earlier that he wants a 4-year deal,
4-year max.
Yeah, which he's going to opt out of getting 31 this year. So he wants a 4-year deal. Looking for a team with a competitive roster and the basketball freedom to be himself. James, pick one. You can't have all of them.
You're not the man no more, James. You're not the MVP James Harden anymore, James. You're not getting that.
You're not have all that. 3.
That's why he wants to go back to Houston, because he's like, they're gonna give me everything I want. Bro, you're not getting that.
They ain't got a
competitive roster. If they do, they are crazy. Anything that gives you that is desperate, and they're desperate for mediocrity.
And they're not winning. Because Houston, they're not competitive right now. They're still a young team, and adding you is not going to get them in the playoffs. Sorry, but you ain't him no more.
If you wanted that, man, you should have worked a lot harder in the off seasons you had instead of going to these fashion shows in France or wherever you're going with little baby and shit. You should have been working a lot harder on your game and staying in shape and coming in seasons in shape instead of being the partier and shit, bro. Because it ain't working, bro. You're not getting that. You're not getting it.
Yeah, so I don't know what the future holds in Philly. I mean, obviously, I know if y'all haven't heard Joel Embiid's press conference, he's saying him and James can't win it by himself. He needs other guys to step up. Bro, y'all, you're the MVP, bro. You had 2 games to close it out. I don't care what anybody says. One player can win you a game.
One game, yeah, for sure.
One player can win you a game, yes,
yeah, for sure, man. It's no way they should lost that series. No way. And I will agree. Boston has a better team, but there's no way you were up 3-2 at home. No way you lose that series. Like if I'm them, I'm cool off all these guys. I'm trying to get rid of Joel Embiid too. I'm trying to all right, this guy, he gave one MVP, great. I'm trying to sell high. I'm getting out of this shit. This is terrible. Where's the reset button to this process? I'm starting this shit over. Reset. I'm cool.
I'm gonna say this because there are reports, and we'll talk about it later. There are reports that the Blazers are one trade at number 3 pick.
That's kind of funny too, man. Because where are they gonna get for it? Like, y'all need to trade Dame. It's over. Like, come to terms with the guys. It's over. Like that. Like, just think about it. See, ask yourself, if you're the Blazers, okay, what do we need to get Dame over the top? We need one of these players. You need one of these top players. And think about the teams out there that have one of these players is going to trade them for that number 3 pick. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but I only brought that up based on what you just said. You said sell high. Philly needs to reset with a number 3 pick.
That's what I mean. If they smart, I would. But then it's gonna. I think that would really cripple Portland because if I'm any team, I'm gonna give you any player, if it's especially an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
I need number 3 pick. I need Shaden Sharp. I need Anthony Simons. I probably need another pick and another player.
Mm.
That's what I'm wanting. Especially if you calling me.
Well, yeah. I mean,
number
yeah.
3 pick was gonna be probably Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be no Wembanyama if he stays healthy. That's not. It's not a guaranteed go. So I need a lot. I need a lot to go along with that. If you want, especially if you want Joel Embiid, I need a lot more. If you want Joel Embiid, it's gonna really cripple y'all. It's gonna cripple y'all. It's gonna leave out with Dame, Joel Embiid, and probably Jeremy Grant. That's all y'all gonna have left. If you want Joel Embiid, it's all you're gonna have left. Unless you want Tobias Harris, you can give me number 3 pick, Anthony Thomas for the contract, and some other stuff for Tobias Harris, but it's not gonna get you over top.
Throw in Tyrese Maxey.
I'm not doing that if I'm Philly. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that if I'm Philly. I'm not doing that.
That's my counter from Portland. Give me Maxey.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm any team out there, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If somebody else brought up Pascal Siakam, I'm not doing that. Even though I'm not even a big fan of Pascal.
Spicy.
You got to give me like 6 players. I'm not doing it. You got to give me Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons, that pick, another pick. It's gonna be the core 4 for any player of any kind of stature they're gonna want. For any kind of somebody else said Miles Bridges, or not Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges. They're gonna want hella for him. It's not happening. They're gonna want that pick, Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, another pick, and somebody else for him. I'm telling you, bro, it's what it's going to be. They're gonna have to cripple their team to get better with Dame. It makes more sense to trade Dame at this point.
I mean, it makes
more sense if they want to be a contender. If they want any chance of contending in the next 10 years, they have to get off Dame.
I'm with you, but then they also have to add the right pieces because you're not getting the top free agents that come to Portland. Unfortunately,
you're not. You gotta do the draft, man. That's why I would trade Dame for some picks because that pick that you have right now, the number 3 pick, is not going to be that high. It's not that valued right now, unless that player comes in and turns into a Dame Lillard, is going to be valued a little bit more. But right now, it's not valued at anything.
Well, depending on who it is, I think they'll probably have their best chance to trade it once they see. Well, we know Vic is going number 1. Once they see who goes number 2, then they'll know how valued that pick is. I mean, we go on and get to that right now.
I think at that point it's going to be too late. At that point, though, T, I think at that point it's going to be too late because you're not going to know who's going to be number 2 until the draft. So you have like 5 minutes to try to call some teams up and figure out what they're going to offer you and try to.
These seem smart. They'll be game planning ahead of time. They'll have certain scenarios. It's like the NFL draft. They have certain scenarios that if this player gets taken, these players get taken, we'll go here. I'm sure that's what they get paid the big bucks for. I'm pretty sure they'll know. They should have.
They don't know who's going to be number 3 probably. But you telling me right now you would trade even straight up Scoot Henderson for Mikal Bridges? Right now, I wouldn't do that straight up. If you ask me, I wouldn't do that straight up right now. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that right now. And if NBA, no, I don't think any team would do that right now. They're gonna want something else. They're gonna want something else because Mikal Bridges has proven stuff in the league. He's done stuff in the league. Scoot ain't done shit in the league yet. He can come in and be a bust easily. Not saying that he will. I hope he's not, but not saying that he will. But Mikal Bridges, when he got traded, he was going off, going crazy. You're not about to get him for just a couple things. You don't have to get like 5 things to get him.
Shit, him, my future draft picks, all that shit. Great. I mean, that's what anything. All these draft lives could be a bust. Every single one could end up being a bust. So you never know. But if you're Portland and like I said, they don't want to move on from Dame, unfortunately. That's their way of thinking. I'm with you. They need to move on from Dame, but if you're Portland and you want to help bring Dame, get Dame some help, that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, it is. We gotta do a trade show. We go and just do trade machines.
I can't give up both if teams ask for both Simons and Sharp, I can't give up both. I'll give
That's
you
what
one.
because they're gonna need both for the contract, bro. Because any player that you name that's a big enough asset to get them even in like top 5 in the West range. Even top 5 in the West range, any player you name is already getting damn near max contract. So you're gonna need a contract worth like you're gonna need a Simons contract or Jeremy Grant contract to make that match.
Oh, they have Jeremy Grant. I'll give you Jeremy Grant.
You tripping?
Older.
Tripping? He cold, bro. You tripping? You gonna need him. That's what I'm saying. Anything you give is gonna really cripple your team. If you're Portland, if you give up Jeremy Grant, you're crippling yourselves.
Now, if I keep 2 of it's 3 guys that people's gonna ask for outside. If I keep 2 of them and add whoever it is, because I want to hopefully get 2 players back. That's my hope too. Depending on where they go.
Man,
like
you're not gonna get 2. You still two like who? Like Pascal and who? You're not gonna be able to get 2. You have to give a hell of shit. Or Michael and who?
If they go Pascal, then shit, no.
Like Michael and who? And even if you take so say Brooklyn is dumb enough to accept Grant and Shaden Sharp for Michael Bridges. Is that gonna put Portland over the top? Fuck no. No.
Philly's the best. Philly's probably. Cause that CBA don't kick in what 2025 or 2024.
24. Or maybe 25. I actually don't know.
Philly is probably the best. Way to go. And I'm only saying this. I'm saying this. And the player you will have to get from Philly will be Tobias Harris. I don't really get Tobias because he's on the last year of this deal, so you won't have to re-up. And it's really going. And honestly, if you do this, it's really going to be we have to win this year. But
so you think Tobias Harris is going to put them over the top?
No, I'm sorry, with if I'm giving up my number 3 pick, whatever future draft picks, plus a Jeremy Grant, I need back Embiid.
No.
I need back both.
Philly's not doing that, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm based on what you said.
Hang up the phone.
I'm going off what you said. You said Philly needs a rebuild.
Philly would do what I just did and hang up the fucking phone, bro. It's no way. If you're trying to get Joel, then I trained Joel Embiid first off. Unless he requests that you're trying to get Joel Embiid, they're gonna have to give up way more than that, bro. You are tripping. Way more than that. You're gonna have to give up Anthony Simons because first of all, you said 2 contracts because Tobias Harris is on a max deal. So you're gonna have to get Anthony Simons in there if you get Tobias Harris and Embiid. You're gonna have to. And at that point, still you're gonna put them. They're not gonna be better than half teams in the West still. Like still not gonna be. You're gonna have Joel Embiid and Dame Lillard. Okay, great. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. They're gonna be like
they won't be better than the Nuggets. They won't be better than Nuggets.
They'll be a top 6 team for sure. They'll be live for playoffs. But Philly, I think Philly right now is still better than them. If you do that trade, they have way more depth.
Oh no!
I forgot about Nurk too. They could probably try to move Nurk, but like they had their hands are really tied. That's why they didn't do anything last year. They don't have any room to do anything to get better, man. The best bet to get better is just to go ahead and punt away Dame and just say, "Hey, future, let's go. We're going to the future. It's over."
Well, they punt away Dame. Send him to Miami.
That would be nice. That would be nice, man.
Send him to Miami.
But I was really rooting for Portland to win this draft lottery, man. I really wanted Portland to win this.
Yeah, once they got in top 3, I was pulling for Portland.
Man, I was pulling Portland the whole night. I really, Dame's been staying down for them for too long. I really wanted them to win this lottery so they could get Wemby.
Obviously, as you see, NBA draft lottery, the top pick goes to the San Antonio Spurs, which I'm one of those conspiracy theorists. They wanted the Spurs and Pop to be relevant again. So
definitely rigged, man. Definitely rigged. Just like LeBron and Cleveland was rigged. This is rigged.
Yeah, man. So you mean to tell me that Pop is about to argue coach David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Vic Wembanyama?
Yeah, this is it's a little bullshit, man. I was so pissed when this happened. Even though I'm a Laker fan, as you guys know, we were all Laker fans here on this podcast. I hate the Spurs. I don't want anybody to win but the Spurs. When the Spurs won, I was
respect
pissed.
Pop, but we still hate him because he's associated. But
Hate
I
him,
respect him. But
I respect Pop, respect Tim Duncan, and Dave Robinson, Tony Parker, all them guys, Ginobili, all of them. Respect the hell out of them. But I hate them because they're Spurs.
Yep.
So the fact that Victor is going to go here, I'm definitely salty about this, man. Even though I'm not 100% sold on Victor, I think this is the best spot for him to land. I had my red flags up. They still are some red flags up for me. I'm not sold on the best prospect ever tag. I'm not sold on that. I think he will be an all-star in the NBA. I don't think he'll be the best player all time. I don't think he would be top 5 if you want to be honest with me.
No.
Because the chances of him being top 5 and being bust, the chances of him being a bust are way higher than him being top 5, to be honest with you. But
I don't think he's gonna be top 5 in his generation of players.
Yeah,
like I say, he may make a few all-star teams, but I don't think by the time his career's over, I don't think he'll be a top 5 player.
Yeah, I think
if he proves us wrong,
I would agree. If he proves it wrong, I shout out to him, man. But I think he would definitely be a solid star in the NBA for sure. If he stays healthy, perennial all-star if he stays healthy. But yeah, I'm not sold on the whole best offensive player plus defensive player by his third year in the league. We'll see. I'm not 100% sold on that, and we are also not going to really be able to really even see his. We don't know how Pop's going to play them, man. Pop historically has been a tough nosed coach, old school coach. I'm on a bandwagon with Skip Bayless. I don't want to see Pop coach this kid. I want to see them get a new coach. I blame mainly Popovich for the whole Kawhi debacle, even though he wasn't the main source of the problem. It was the medical staff, but I think he kind of created the culture around that shit to make it toxic for Kawhi to be there, which is why he wanted out. Believe it or not, that's what I believe. So I would rather him, take a front office approach maybe, and get a younger Popovich type coach, but a younger generation in there, man.
Well, you got one who just got fired from Milwaukee. You can see
who?
Bud. He came from that Pop tree. He came from the Pop tree. You just said younger. I said
younger, meaning much younger, like in his 30s or 40s, late 30s, early 40s, maybe. Not no. Nah, I'm cool on Bud. Bud ain't it?
Them rare. I mean, unless you look on his staff.
There's a lot of them out there. Like you can get like a mid 40s guy. A lot of them out there, man.
You said 30s.
I said like late 30s, mid 40s.
It's only Joe.
Will Hardy, young, great mind over there in Utah, doing a great job. Ime's pretty young.
He mid 40s.
That's pretty young to be a head coach in the league. Darvin Ham's pretty young, doing a great job right now. Shout out Darvin Ham, though you fucked up the start lineup. It's a lot of young guys out there, man. Younger guys, I don't want to say younger, just younger minded. Like Quinn Snyder is not a younger guy, but he's younger minded. Like you look at his philosophy, he's a very young minded guy. Papa just that old school, old minded guy, just like.
I think Bud's younger minded. You may not like him for how he handled Giannis, but I think he's younger minded.
Well, I don't mind the way he handled Giannis, just the way he handled the whole team, the way he handles investments, and he's not a very, he's not a very savvy coach. I wouldn't call him savvy, but
no, I'm with you though. Like I would give Pop maybe 3 years with Vic.
I was gonna say 3 is the max I'm going with him.
I'll give you basically his rookie contract, most of the rookie contract, and then it'll be time to move on and look to young. Because by 3 years we'll know what positive potential we have in him.
Yeah, and it may be good for him for him to get some kind of tough coaching. Because like I said, on Twitter, I've been talking about this a little bit the past couple weeks. I think Wemby is definitely a little bit coddled. Haven't brought this up on the show, but he was playing in the Euro Basketball League with I think Real Madrid or some team over there where Luka was playing there before Luka came to the NBA, and then he got hurt. He wasn't playing too well. Things wasn't going too well. Then he went back to France, where he's from, with his family. and played in a lesser competitive league. So that's a red flag for me, man. So maybe he does need a little bit of that tough nose coaching, a little bit of that shock to a system. Like, yo, this is big boy basketball. This ain't no, you're not back in France, bro. You gotta produce here. Maybe he do need that a little bit.
Oh, and you ain't just flying from San Antonio back to France like that.
Nah, so. you're here to stay. It's it's going.
So yeah, now I'll be for just far as Pop successors. Shit, let's make history. Becky Hammond.
I like that.
Let Becky Hammond take over. It's been under Pop for a while now. I bet she's a lot, I said, younger minded.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure, man. And I think Pop has got a little bit more lighter lately. But it's still some instances where like you just hear stories, man. Like I watch a lot of basketball content. I watch a lot of basketball podcasts. Hearing DeJounte Murray talk about him, stuff that he was doing to DeJounte is not cool, man. Maybe he wouldn't do that with Vic because Vic is such a polarizing figure already. He's already looked at as a savior already, so maybe he would treat him a little bit different. But I don't know, man. I just would need to see him be a little bit more light with his players, man.
For sure. So obviously we know Vic is going number 1 overall. Who should go number 2? Just Charlotte. Who's the best fit to team up with LaMelo?
Best fit, man, it's gonna be Brandon Miller for the best fit, just because Melo is the point guard. He has the ball in his hands. Scoot made a good case today. He did say he plays well off the ball, so maybe you do want to go with Scoot if you think Scoot is that much better than Brandon Miller. Because I think Melo is 6'8", probably still growing. So who knows? That's all he's gonna be. Maybe 6'9", 6'10" when he get done growing.
If he's still growing, goddamn.
So maybe you do. Maybe you do want to go with Scoot Henderson, so you can have a small guard out there with Melo.
Got to move Scary Terry.
Yeah,
go that way.
It do got scary. He got to go. He going that way. He got to go. If you ask me, if I was Charlotte, I would probably go Scoot Henderson.
Scoot, LaMelo, PJ Washington. Wait, no, it's PJ or Mike or is it Bridges down there?
I think it's PJ for Bridges. I don't know where he at. Well, no,
okay,
actually, speaking of the lineup, man, for fit, I would go Brandon Miller for fit, man. I don't think he'll get a Scoot personally. I don't think he's as good as Scoot. But for fit, I would go Brandon Miller. I think Scoot's the second best player in the draft.
I was about to say, how you feel like they put up a graphic last night that they moved Brandon Miller back to the number 2 prospect again. So
yeah, that's where he at, man. Even when they talking to Scoot, top 3 prospect, they ain't saying number 2. They saying top 3 now. So he know what's up. They're making it very clear, man.
Oh man, if you go to whoever gets up to the Hornets, man, it's just you just never see them get over the hump. Like they've been where prospects go to die.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I agree with. See, my thing is this. I like the LaMelo Ball Scoot thing, and get Terry Rozier out here because I think his time is up.
Yeah, it's over.
Being that guy. So can Scoot come in and fill it up? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's basically the thing we want to see. Can he be that guy to come in and be your second best player on the team? Because that's what you're going to need him to be immediately.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to need him to be that immediately. Unless I wish it was more like the NFL where you see more like trading back, because I think this would be a great spot for them to trade back and get one of the Thomas twins or Thompson. I don't know if it's Thomas or Thompson. Amen. And I forget the other one's name, but yeah, the Thompson twins. Actually, I think one of them would be a nice fit here too. Athletic wings. But yeah, if you ask the best fit for number 2, I would probably go. I'll probably go Brandon. You say you go Scoot.
Yeah, I'm going Scoot. I mean, one, NBA is all about selling tickets. That will make them fun to watch. Scoot, LaMelo, PJ Washington down there catching oops. That'll make them fun to watch. May not be winning right now, but if I'm Charlotte, I'll go to a lot more games.
Nah, that's facts. That's what I would take. I would take personally. I would take Scoot too. I think he's the most NBA rated player in this draft.
But I only say that. But now I'm looking like Brandon Miller fit up in Portland.
He fit there for sure. I think he fits there. They plug him in at 3. Right now you got what Dame, who had two Anthony playing, Dame and Anthony in the backcourt. Put Brandon Miller there. Go Grant and then go who they big? What's his name? Nurkic. Yeah.
So yeah, Sharp coming off. Keep Sharp coming off the bench.
Start him on Brandon Miller. I'll probably start Sharp.
That's what I'm
over
saying.
Brandon Miller. So I mean, either way, anywhere you go, you're gonna come off the bench, unless you go drop the 5 and go to Pistons. Or no, he'll probably start.
He'll start for Charlotte. I think he'll start for Charlotte.
Yeah, he'll start for Charlotte. He'll start for them. But I mean, I think Scoot better than him, so I'll pick Scoot from them.
Right? Yeah.
So if he ain't there, I don't think he better than Shaedon Sharp.
Actually, I take it back. I think he will be a good fit because he can go up there. He will be able to learn. You playing around all these vets, solid vets. You will be able to learn, and it wouldn't be a lot of pressure on you to develop as fast because you will still have Dame being that guy up there. You still have Anthony Simons being the one to score. So that could be a project.
And what is he, 6'9"?
Yeah, 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, by the time he ready, Grant be out of there.
Grant will be out of there, and then Dame will be out of there.
Yeah, so it's gonna be you and Shaedon Sharp, bro. You, Shaedon Sharp, Anthony Simons gonna be that backcourt guard for y'all. Shaedon Sharp, you in the wings, y'all gonna be straight.
So yeah, no, okay, I take that back. I actually like him thinking about it and just pulling up their roster. I just like that for.
That's what I'm saying, man. If you Portland, I'm sorry, Dame. I know you want to be here. We love you here too, bro. But it's just time. Like you ain't fit the timeline no more. You want to win now? We're not gonna win right now, bro. We're gonna keep this pick. We're gonna draft Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, whoever it is. We're gonna trade you for like 5 picks and another player.
I'll give you half the season. We'll try to move before the deadline. We can't move you before the season. We'll try to move you.
We'll work with you, bro. Tell us where you want to go. Give us your top spot. We're gonna work with them the best. Like, hey, this is where he wants to go. We want to trade him to y'all, but we gotta get something back for him now. We ain't gonna give y'all a discount. He wants to go here first, so we're gonna let you out first. Philly or whoever it is, but gotta come strong. Tell me right now, if Philly offered him Tyrese Maxey, who about to get paid? I think he up for December to get paid.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be contract. That'd be a big contract. You can get Tyrese Maxey, some picks, probably three picks, and a Tobias Harris or something on a expiring contract. Probably gonna need more to go with it, but
a little bit more. But
for Dame, I would do it if you Philly, shit, you need something. James out of there. I don't think he's coming back.
Nah, yes, it's over.
I wouldn't want him back. If I'm now, I wouldn't want James Harden back. I'm cool.
It's a wrap. We're not about to pick the top 10 or top 14 right now. But I will ask you this: where does your boy Imani Bates go?
Man, shout out to Imani. I was watching him today. I was watching an NBA draft combine today.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Imani Bates, man. He had a pretty good showing. A little critique for I do want to see him get better off the ball. I spoke about this during the season too. Yep. Off the ball, he normally just stands there on the wing, just ball watches, bro. You got to do a better job cutting off the ball, man. Go and set screen with somebody. Do something, bro, off the ball instead of just watching the ball. But I don't think he's gonna be lottery. I like him go somewhere like a OKC, maybe like a Dallas even. Off top of I can think of right now, it's off the top of my head. You got any ideas?
You said OKC. Because he obviously he's coming off the bench for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Even Orlando, they ain't gonna pick him. They got hella picks this draft. Even Orlando. I'm trying to think a young upcoming team. Detroit would be nice for him. I don't count the bench for Detroit.
Oh, you know he'd love to go to Detroit.
Yeah,
I'm at the
man.
crib.
That's why I don't want him to go though.
I'm at the crib. You know he love. This is
I
crazy,
don't know.
but this is crazy though. Like I'm looking at NBA Draft Net. They ain't even got him going. They ain't got him getting drafted.
Not first or second round.
Yeah, they don't have him drafted at all, bro. That's
Whoa.
wild. Yeah.
Now watching the draft combine today, he was definitely one of the best offensive players out there. And he actually gets effort on defense.
But honestly,
he got working off ball, but other than that, he was solid offensively.
But I mean, well, for him, that could be best for him. Well, that wouldn't be best for him because obviously he would want his agent give me Detroit. I want to play in Detroit. So,
I don't know. Utah would be nice.
I'm looking at teams now. I don't know. Say off ball. He said if he has to work on his off ball, he got to put on some weight.
Yeah, that too.
That I like he's a project. I would almost have to keep him in our system maybe 2 years and then bring him up. Because that first year at Memphis, I think that really hurt him. That really stunted his growth.
Yeah,
as a player.
Send him back.
And then going to play in MAC basketball. I mean, it's D1 ball, but that really didn't help you at all for real.
Yeah.
Any young, I'm with you. Any young team. I wouldn't mind seeing going to. He could end up going to Charlotte.
Charlotte wouldn't be bad. It actually wouldn't be bad for him.
Come off the bench. Thunder, like I say, Thunder, Orlando, any young team.
He'll probably start there eventually in Charlotte. They shitty asses.
Oh, for sure. Anywhere he go, man, it's just gonna be a project. I don't think he'll come in right this year and be on a roster. They'll
While
probably
we on this,
in the G League.
Yeah, he definitely gonna be a G League player. Probably first year for sure. Half and half, probably gonna be two-way contract. Especially if he don't get drafted, he's gonna come in as a two-way player.
Yeah.
I just saw this notification, man, from on Twitter, man. Chris Broussard says, if Wemby, what's good, TJ? If Wemby is AD, KD, or Hakeem, that's a disappointment.
What?
This stuff has to stop.
Well, hold on.
Has to stop. If Wemby is AD, KD, or Kareem, that's a disappointment.
All right, bro. That's the end of the show.
We gotta chill. This is getting ridiculous, man. I think Wemby is going to be very good too, but that's a big, tall task to be putting on this young man's back, man. And we know what players, as big as he is, historically they don't last long.
They don't stay healthy.
They don't last long. So, I want Wemby to be good, but let's just calm down a little bit, guys. Let's just calm down a little bit. The guy's averaging 50 in his league. He's averaging like 20 in his league now. So let's calm down a little bit. Why y'all put like 45? He's averaging 20. Let's calm down. 19, I think. Let's just calm down.
I think everybody just want to be right, bro. That's why they saying all these hot takes, because if he does pan out to be the next best thing, they're gonna bring up back, especially in this era of social media. I told you.
Yeah, man. Let's just calm down. Let's just give him time. Let's give him the grace to actually be able to grow into a player. Like, can we give him time, man?
And quit and we said earlier, quit disrespecting LeBron, bro.
Yeah,
stop it.
All this shit about Zion. What about Zion hype now? Zion hype is dead now. Y'all was saying shit about him like 4 years ago.
Man,
like sheesh. It's ridiculous, man. We gotta calm the hype train down. I get that, the media makes money off of this. We want the hype to be as big as possible. So, if it does happen or when he does get there, it's more dollars around just the whole scene. We get it, man, but it's gonna make y'all look even worse if he doesn't pan out to be anything. Like, let's just give him some grace, man.
And how many overseas players have we seen y'all hype before saying that's gonna be the next best thing and came over and didn't do shit?
How about this last night, man? Well, yeah, Andres Bargnani, man.
Dante Exum. That's the first guy
Dante
that comes.
Exum, man. Frank Nick whatever his name is. Still in the NBA, man. So these guys are not scrubs by any means, but they were not what you guys advertised.
Hype him up. Yeah.
Like Andres Bargnani. What's another one? I can't think of the other guy.
Darko Milicic.
Darko Milicic picked over
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony. Dragic Bender.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
It's another kid in Washington right now. I forget his name, but he's supposed to be next Luka. Like, y'all have to chill.
They didn't even hype Luka this much.
They didn't. They probably should have. He played in a better league when MVP in that league he played in.
They didn't hype Luka this much. I mean, this guy didn't pan out big. Well, they did hype Ricky Rubio. Like I say, solid NBA player. They did hype Ricky Rubio. I remember hearing about him.
He still wasn't even the first pick though.
Right.
Like, this is a consensus number one pick. It could be just because his class ain't as touted, but he's getting LeBron, Kareem, Shaq. He's getting that kind of hype. Which is, it's good to see, but let's keep it there at the hype. Let's not say if he turns out to be a KD is a failure. KD is a top 20 player of all time.
Yep.
It's not easy to attain that, bro. It's not easy to attain that. Like, let's calm down a little bit here, guys.
Just quit with the bullshit. Quit with the disrespect.
Yeah,
the Hall of Famers.
Porzingis. After the first couple of years, he was supposed to be, he's supposed to be a dog, and then look at him now. He's a very good player still, but not even an all-star. Barely an all-star in most years. So let's just calm down a little bit, guys. Let's just give this guy some time. We hope that he turns out to be the next best thing. I want to say that personally, even though I have red flags I brought up earlier, but I want this guy to be the next great thing. But I want to also give him some grace too, man.
Facts. Let him grow. Let him develop. If he comes out and doesn't have eye-popping numbers his rookie year, don't be so quick to call him a bust.
But now if he don't, it's like, it's gonna be talk of the town. Or if he get hurt, it's gonna be, here it comes. It's like y'all just putting all this pressure and all this pressure on the hype. Not even on him, just pressure on the hype.
That's gonna be with everybody. I mean, well, we seen it with Zion, all that.
Yeah, I'm just happy he's going to San Antonio just for that reason, because they do a good job of managing the media. Even though Pop is an asshole to the media, they do a good job of they have a very good culture down there, man. So I will say that. Even though they did bobble Kawhi and fumble Kawhi, I think they might learn the lesson now, and Kawhi wasn't this touted. He wasn't Tim Duncan. He wasn't Dave Robinson, and Victor is that level of talent, that level of potential. So maybe they will be a little bit more. I ain't saying be just whatever you want, Victor, but you got to be, I think he's been coddled in his past. I think he has been, given a lot of things. He's a rich kid. He gives me a little bit of the Ben Simmons vibes, as far as attitude goes, a little bit.
Take the titty out your mouth, Vic.
Yeah, man. You gotta grow up a little bit. You gotta be more independent, Vic. But I think this is the best scenario for him going to San Antonio. I think it's the city is not too big for him. I heard he's like kind of like a nerd who likes to read and shit. He don't like going out too much. I think it's a great spot for him, man.
Yes. Shout out to San Antonio, and in the famous words of Charles Barkley, be careful of them big old women down there in San Antonio.
Yeah, I think the NBA, they're gonna break his little ass. I think the NBA rigged this up. They're like, man, we let the Zion go unrigged. We see how that's going.
Yeah.
We said make sure New York won that shit. We said that shit's going. We let that shit go unrigged. He's unhappy down there, getting fucking fat and shit. Let's get this guy where he wants to go.
He would have really been fat in San Antonio. according to Chuck, boy.
They did some intel. They saw him wearing that Tony Parker jersey. They said, let's give him to San Antonio so he could be happy here. He's gonna actually want to succeed. Zion don't want to succeed in New Orleans. He's like, man, get me out of here. I'll go to New York. Get me the fuck out of here. They saw how that went. They said, let's break this shit. Let's get this nigga to San Antonio where he wants to go. So he can actually want to be there and want to be part of this league,
Hey, TJ, them gorditas and them churros, boy.
Hey, they be hitting, man. They be hitting.
They be hitting in San Antonio. Something different, boy.
Down there in Alamo, man, they be hitting.
Shout out San Antonio.
Yeah, they cut with the love down in New Orleans. Hey, that's true, man. That's why Zion blowing up down there.
That's facts. That's
Like
facts.
the Black Michelin Man down there, man.
That Southern hospitality is real.
Man, he blowing up like the Michelin Man down there. That nigga gotta chill, bro. He gotta chill, Zion. Salads, light dressing.
Man. All right, with that being said, man, that's it. We about nine minutes away from tip-off Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics Heat Game 1. Official predictions we gave yesterday. We both picked Celtics in 6. But I'm just gonna say this: I would not be surprised if Heat come out here and steal Game 1.
Yeah, we didn't pick the actual games, but yeah, I'm actually picking Heat tonight. Celtics come out for emotional Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Heat come out punching them upside the head tonight.
We about to get round 1, Jimmy. Game 4, Game 5, Jimmy tonight.
Yeah, you getting locked in, Jimmy tonight, man. He gonna be locked in. TJ taking guess he meant Celtics maybe.
Yeah,
Celtics in 7. I hate to say it, man. Me and T both picked Celtics in 6 yesterday, man. I ain't too happy about it, but it might be that year, man. It might be that year. I'm unbiasedly speaking, it might be them in Denver. Unbiasedly speaking, I know I picked Lakers yesterday, but unbiasedly speaking, it might be them in Denver, man.
If it goes 7, I'm just gonna say playoff Jimmy.
Last year they went 7, and Marcus Smart tried his hardest,
boy, to get that game away.
Oh my God, he tried his best to give.
Yep, I remember that.
I saw a little rerun of it today, and Jimmy talked about that shot he took, that 3 shit almost went in. It was a little bit short. They was down by 2. He shot 3. She probably should have drove in, but they go 7.
But he was exhausted. I remember that because he played the whole game that game.
Yeah, he was.
He had no legs.
Why you pull? He should have drove in. Pump fake, got the foul, went to the line. But hey, he went for the win. I ain't mad at him. He lived with it. If it goes 7, give me the Heat. I think Celtics is 6.
Sure. Yeah, Celtics is 6 is my pick, but kind of hedging it. But yeah,
it's a big series for Joe Mazzulla too. If they lose this series badly, or if they lose it like if they lose it all, he might be out of a job
after 1 year.
A lot of coaches out there, and they just extended his ass. A lot of coaches out there, they probably looking like, man, we know he's gonna get fired. We know he's gonna get fired. Oh shit! And if they get somebody, if JT call him up like, yo, man, Tatum was on record. I said this last week on record, saying Ime is his favorite coach he's ever had.
That's true.
So if you call him up like, yo, Joe ain't in, man. He made us lose this shit. We almost fumbled that shit in Philly. You have to come fucking bounce back and help us get this shit. Get him out of here. He out of there.
After 1 year. I don't know.
Bro. You see what happened. This coaching shit very volatile, bro.
It is.
If their guys out there, because they didn't really get a chance to really flirt with none of these candidates. They fired Ime right before the season started, and they went with Joe and kind of extended Joe right during the season. So they didn't really get a chance to really go out there and see what's out there yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So very possible they might, on the low, not really fire him, but really go out there and take interviews and shit. Like, all right, we like this nigga. Hey, you out of here, bro. And then when they find a guy, fire who knows?
Well,
you know how this series go. If he makes some terrible mistakes in this series, his job's gonna be on the line.
I'm saying win or not win or lose. Celtics lose, Marcus Smart's out of there.
Oh, for sure.
Because if they lose, it's somehow gonna be with him.
Now, do you think if they lose this series, they should win this series, man? They have the better team on paper. Miami Heat is hurt. If they lose the series, it's a failure. Do you think they extend both Jaylen Brown and Tatum with the max? Ooh. Like 600 and something million. I think it's 613. Something crazy. Combined, both of them. Do you commit that much money into them at this point if they can't get it done?
When they can't get it done, nah. You have to honestly, you got to pick one or the other. But they will drastically hurt their team. So you almost have to give in both if you still want to be championship aspirations and look at the landscape of the East. You just got Giannis up in Milwaukee. Like I said, they need an upgrade. Ooh, yeah. Because you can't afford to lose one and have one sign up there with Giannis in Milwaukee.
If you go, so say you go to the finals and lose, or say you lose this round. We talked about Portland. But if Portland want hey, Jaylen Brown younger, Y'all want to pay him out? Go ahead and pay him. We'll do a sign and trade. We'll take Jaylen Brown. We'll give y'all Dame. Or hey, we don't. Okay, y'all want Dame? We'll give y'all some other shit to get Jaylen Brown. So we can put him with Dame.
But I mean, that would be best for Dame. But Portland, you'll still be in the same situation.
See, that's what I'm saying. No matter what they do, Jaylen Brown is one of the best 2 guards in the league. One of the best number 2. I think he's the second best number 2 in the league behind AD, if you ask me.
Okay.
If you put him on Portland and you're still not good enough to win a championship, or not even, I don't say win, compete for a championship. Without they even compete for a championship with Jaylen Brown and Dame Lillard. What are we talking about? Portland? It's time. Get rid of Dame, man. It's time. Free Dame.
There's nothing you can do. Portland can't do nothing if they move. Like no matter who you get for Dame, like you're not gonna be.
You just got to get pieces to rebuild. You got to get pieces and
you just have to start to rebuild. That's the only way.
Because if you get Jaylen Brown, gonna be in the same spot. If you swap them, or if you swap him for any kind of superstar, gonna be in the same spot. And if you get him a superstar to go with him, you're gonna deplete the roster. So it's like you're done.
Unless you somehow can finagle, unless you give fucking Jaylen Brown half of fucking Oregon. Like, hey, you own half the state of Oregon. Yeah, come play for us. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna get nobody to come play in Portland. So
yeah, I just wanted to bring that back to Portland because for Jaylen Brown's been one of the hot topics on the, possibly be on the move radar because Saban's he made about Boston, and if they lose the series, which is very possible, maybe they're a better team. A lot of shit going on, first year head coach. It's very possible they lose the series.
Honestly, this could be the end of Boston for real. I mean, because if Brown leaves, who says Tatum wants to stay in Boston?
Especially if you trade him for some pieces and none of the like superstar players. Like, I'm out of here, bro. Yeah, I'm tripping. I already don't want to be here. I'm a Laker fan. I know Tatum Laker fan. I'm out of here.
So this could be this honestly this could be do or die for Boston this year.
Yeah, man. It really could be. It really could be the last we see of this Boston team, man. If they don't get it done this year, they definitely move with somebody. Like I said, Marcus Smart definitely out of there.
Al Horford is gone because he's just old. It's just time to move on.
This is their last hurrah for this roster for sure.
The last dance,
for sure, for sure, man. And they have it wide open, man. Like they should beat this team.
Yeah, I mean, hell, they had fucking 3 years in a row, 4 years. They should have won.
Yep.
Well, I don't count 19 when they lost to Bron. No, I mean they were young first year. I don't count that. But 2020 in the bubble, instead of the bubble, they still should have got to the NBA Finals.
Should have beat the Heat.
2021, they lost to Milwaukee, right?
Milwaukee.
Then last year
they made it.
Matt lost
to the Warriors. Should have won that series too. Honestly, should have won that series.
Better overall team.
On paper, better team. If you ask me, on paper, even last year, the better team. Inexperienced, but better team. This year, they're the favorite right now. After they won Game 7, they were the favorite. It wasn't even close. They were the favorite.
Oh yeah, they're like to represent the East. They're easily the favorite to represent the East.
I think they're favorite to win it right now, aren't they?
Well, my odds might have changed after Denver last night, but
yeah, it might have to. I think after they won the Game 7, they were favored to win it by like it wasn't that close. It wasn't like a super wide margin, but it wasn't close. So on paper, they're probably the best offensive and defensive team left in this tournament. I think one thing that really spoke to me. I think Joe Mazzulla is fighting going with the Ime lineups.
So basically he's saying he hasn't found himself yet.
Yeah, like no, like he don't want to go Ime. I don't know if he's saying he don't want to seem like he just a plug-in coach, but I think from what the reports are saying, the players wanted to go with that Ime defensive lineup. He didn't want to go with it. And when he went with it, they came back in that Game 6 against Philly. The players like, we told this nigga, you should have been did this shit. And now he finally did it. He listened to us. We came back and won. And then I think he went with it a little bit more in that Game 7. They blew him out. So if he just don't really try to put his ego in it, like, okay, I know Ime made this lineup. Who fucking cares, bro? If he's gonna win, play the lineup.
Well, that's just with all males that our ego and shit. So That's just what I mean.
I don't care. I don't think Steve Kerr gave a shit. I ain't about to split up these Splash Brothers, even though Mark Jackson, gave him the name. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna play the things and win. I don't care. Thank you. Hey, you tripping, man. Stop fighting it, bro. Just go with whatever works, man.
Go with whatever works. And with that being said, man, this has been Down to the Wire 513. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Make sure y'all follow us on everything Down to the Wire 513. Google is the best way to find us as always. For the good brother Flyman Ran, Josh Doc Evans, the Taryn, we'll catch y'all this Friday for Sports and Spirits, recapping Game 2 Western Conference Finals and Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which is getting underway right now as we speak over on TNT. So
enjoy the game, y'all, man.
Enjoy the game, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. And we'll catch y'all on Friday, man. We out.
Peace.